is up, guys? Xbox TechJunky back today with another video, more recently after my last one. Just because today is actually the 1 year anniversary since the Xbox One X came out. So I want to do a little quick video talking about it and just kind of my personal thoughts and opinions on the whole year of having the One X. Still in my other room because of the construction going out in my regular spot, so hopefully this will be the last time in here. Anyways, let's move on to the Xbox. So, November 7th, 2017 is when the One X was officially released to the market, and I was there pretty much on November 6th, right when it came out at 10 o'clock at my local GameStop. And this is actually 1 year later of one of my first videos, because my first video was me unboxing the Xbox One X itself. So it's kind of more of a 1 year later for Xbox TechJunky as well. So that's a little, actually now I just realized that it's kind of amazing. Anyway, so what I want to discuss today was just my overall thoughts and like 1 year later with the One X, how I still feel about it. So just jumping right in, I think the One X is an amazing console. I've had, gotta knock on wood for this one, little to no problems with the One X. It's just an amazing machine. It runs well. The only real problems I think I've had with it are times where it's kind of more of an Xbox problem in general, not really just the One X, because I've had it with all of them, the One S, and the One X. Just minor glitches in the system where like either your console's not saying, hey, there's no disk in the optical drive when there obviously is, or like you're just having sign-in issues, just minor things like that. I can't really blame that on the One X because that's happened across all of the Xbox Ones. So that's kind of the only thing I've really dealt with. Another problem I would see people having is it's a quiet console until you run 4K content. If you're watching a 4K movie or you're playing games like Red Dead, Odyssey, just anything that really takes the power of the One X to a whole nother level, the console can get a little loud, which is a little nerve-wracking. I mean, if your console sounds like a really loud wind turbine or like a jet, you kind of have a problem there. But mine's more of a kind of like a little loud fan, and it doesn't really worry me too much because once I get up and feel the actual console, it's practically still really cold. And there's only one spot where it's not hot, but it's warm, and that's kind of actually where the power supply is, so that's normal. But yeah, that's the only real problem I'm having is it just gets loud at times, and it makes me nervous because I'm like, please don't break. But I mean, if the console has to get a little loud just to maintain its like the hardware to keep it nice and cool, I mean, again, like I said, it's pretty much cold. I feel it everywhere around the console, the fans, everywhere is practically still really cool, which I think is the, the reason why it's doing that. So it's not really a problem that I can be mad at just because I know it's doing its job. It's just a problem I know a lot of people will have in general with consoles, because a lot of people don't want a loud thing in their house. You want to be able to watch TV without hearing and wow, those are terrible sound effects. But I mean, it's not too bad, because especially if you're playing games like Red Dead Redemption 2, your mind's just straight on that screen. You're only listening to the sound of like the game. The only thing I really did to drown it out, I think it's honestly just when you start up and play. After a while, I noticed that the fan noises went down, so I think it's just its initial start into a 4K game. It's like, okay, hold up, I gotta get used to this. And then it kind of like dies down. You can still hear the fan a little, but nothing too much. But beyond that, the console still works really well. It plays well. It's an aesthetically pleasing console just to look at. It's one of the most beautiful Xboxes I've ever seen. And I thought the 360 Slim was gorgeous until I saw the One X. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been having with it. If you really want to make sure you get like the full power, I would really recommend make sure to have that 4K TV. You can have a One X and no 4K TV because it does do super sampling, which is another fancy form of upscaling. But if you really just want the full effect of that One X, make sure you have 4K TV. HDR support is another thing. My TV has a form of HDR. It's HDR10, which it's a half and half with HDR. I mean, a lot of people will try to say it is HDR, but when you go into your Xbox settings, it's going to go, you don't have HDR support. I know this because I'm connected to your TV. And I've gone through all the things. It's like no Dolby, no HDR. My TV itself has like I said, was a HDR10 where I can activate an HDR type form, and it will definitely improve like the picture and all that. But the Xbox itself isn't rendering that as like a full HDR, which I mean doesn't bother me too much. HDR hasn't been something that I've needed yet. I think what would be cool is to have like an OLED TV just to get like a little more crisper and more detailed picture. But besides that, 4K Ultra HD itself is just stunning. I don't even need the OLED. Dolby Atmos is something I would look into, but you know, I'm not all rich here. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the One X a year later. Since it is a year later for this channel, if you've been a long-time viewer or someone who's just kind of jumped in, let me know what your thoughts on my channel is. I know I've kind of been iffy with like content because sometimes I'll post a lot, sometimes I'll go months without posting. It's just because right now at a period we're at is where Xbox and Halo are just kind of throwing out a little bit of stuff every now and then, and so I'm kind of like, there's plenty of stuff I can talk about, but there's like, with Halo, there's so much that's already been talked about on like YouTube videos, other channels, and like I don't want to just repeat all that. I want to be able to bring you new information or my own personal opinions on certain things, and so that's kind of why my content's been a little low. I'm hoping with next year, since it's going to be possibly a new Halo coming out, and then the year after that, the new Xbox, those 2 years, my channel's going to be boosting with like newer videos I'm hoping to do. I also have to do college and high school, college and work, so I'm always busy with those two. So yeah, I'm really hoping to get a lot more down into this channel and be able to bring you guys more content with both Xbox and Halo. But again, if you have any personal thoughts or you just want to say something nice or mean or random like you, Brandon, just go ahead and leave it down in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you unless you're just leaving a weird comment, then we'll have to discuss that later. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching today. Happy 1 year to Xbox One X. Happy 1 year to my channel. Hope you guys have a great day. Remember to check out those Black Friday deals for a One X and or an Xbox One S. My last video I just did like literally like 2 days ago talks about like the pros and cons of both consoles and like what you should probably be looking forward to with Black Friday sales and what you should buy. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.